Hello, Federal Immigration Minister Marc Miller has just made an announcement of two new immigration pilot programs, and we are bringing you our intake and our feedback on that announcement. First of all, let's get the stage about the background. As you remember, Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program has been a great success. More than 5,000 immigrants were able to immigrate through these programs to different communities across Canada. So now, based on that success, Canadian Immigration Minister wants to make that pilot program a permanent program. In order to do that, they need a bridging program. That's what they call now as Rural Community Immigration Pilot. So that's number one. It will serve the transition period so that rural immigration program becomes a permanent program. So that was more about Anglophone, the English-speaking immigrants. The second announcement that was made by Immigration Minister Marc Miller was about Francophone immigration. So the new program that Marc Miller announced today is a pilot program, and it's called officially Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. So you have now Rural Community Immigration Pilot and Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. Both of these programs will be launched in fall of 2024. So before the end of this year, we will see these pilot programs rolling, and Immigration Minister expects, as a success of previous programs, previous experiments, so to say, these programs will allow to double the number of immigrants going into rural communities. More insights on this, let's share the news release with you. This is the news release, and the YouTube live link will be in the description underneath this video, but read this press release with me. So as you see, rural and immigration minority communities are critical to Canada's economy. They need immigrants to move there, settle down, and increase the labor force. There was, as I said, Rural Immigration Pilot Program, which was successful, and this one, Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, which was a great success. Now, if you combine Rural and Northern Immigration Program, RNIP, and Francophone Immigration Policy, and you mix them together, you have two brand new immigration pilot programs, officially named as Rural Community Immigration Pilot, as well as Francophone Community Immigration Pilot programs. Very interesting fact here is, let's go to the previous program, which has been active for some time, and this program had some communities, participating communities. According to Immigration Minister, these communities, the number of communities will increase by about let's say here we have around 10, and there will be 5 more added, totaling 15 communities will be able to participate across Canada. As you can see, most of them are Ontario. There are communities from Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, and I think those who don't have more communities than a couple of communities will have increased number of those communities joining the program and benefiting from these programs. Now let's analyze it from the business immigration perspective, as we specialize in business immigration. Number one, there will be more communities where you can successfully do business. Consider rural communities seriously if you want to do business. For example, the announcement was made today in Sudbury, Ontario. There are many mining operations in that small community, and there will be a new gold mine operation established in that community. So extraction economy is there. They need skilled workers. They need nurses and other community members to help increase the population of those communities. And also, when you do business in a rural community, going forward, you will have an easier path to hire talent and bring them from around the world to those communities. And strategically speaking, when you bring and support a potential immigrant through these new programs, you may have higher employee loyalty to your company. So they will settle down in that community, they will live in that community, and and become more established as a family, as an immigrant. So they will stay with you as long as there's a mutually beneficial relationship between you as an employer and the foreign immigrant who settled down in these communities. So expect that the list will grow, and expect these two programs to be active by fall of 2024. Now, we spoke about talent, how easier it will become in rural Canada. Also, we've been asked many questions about significant benefit work permit applications. So looking at these new announcements today and listening to the speech of Immigration Minister, I can say that if you do business in rural Canada, your argument of making significant benefit to local communities and applying for C11 work permit will probably be a more successful application for you. So you have two benefits. You have two new programs, you have two benefits. You're easier to hire talent, Francophone talent and Anglophone talent, English speaking or French speaking. Second benefit is it will be easier for you to make significant benefit argument when you are applying for your work permit as an entrepreneur who will be doing business in rural Canada. So my first take on this announcement is very positive, and so let's see. Of course, housing crisis in those communities was also discussed, but again, now government is trying to solve housing crisis one way or another. Immigration is not out of table, so it's still on the table, and these communities previously under rural and northern immigration pilot program have significantly benefited from this program. So building upon that, we will have two new programs by fall of 2024. Please share your thoughts about this announcement. What do you think? Will it be a success? Will it be now easier for business immigration applicants like you to consider rural Canada seriously? So we always advocate that you shouldn't focus and get fixated on big communities, on big cities of Canada. Canada is an enormous country. We have a lot of communities with very good living standards, and you should consider them seriously. In your toolbox, now you have two new programs to consider. And if you are a business owner in the rural Canada, in the rural Canadian communities, and you want to hire foreign talent, Sobirov's law firm can help you. We can help you with LMIA process, with immigration of your foreign talent into your community, and everything related to business immigration and corporate immigration. This is how we will be delivering our news. I just want to remind you that we switched to new format in spring 2024. We will be bringing to you breaking news, very hot news in a way that is, and with our own analysis. We will be bringing new interviews. We will be bringing once a month live in-depth analysis of an immigration topic. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe to our social media channels, and see you next in our subsequent shows. Bye-bye.
Just a quick reminder before we start. Please note that whatever you hear in these live sessions or any content you see on social media by Sobirov's law firm is general information only and not legal advice. While we may use certain real-life scenarios or legal cases for learning purposes, it is important to remember that this does not constitute a legal opinion. For personalized legal advice, please consult with your lawyer or hire a Canadian immigration lawyer.